Greetings. Frederick Little here with another episode of Christian News and Views. And today we are looking at episode 135. And I found an article that I don't normally report on financial things, but this was very interesting to me. And I thought I'd share it with you and throw some opinions out there. I think it's intriguing. It's not the first time this has happened, so don't get me wrong there, but it's not something you read about every day. So I thought, well, you just might be interested in this. So here it is. Robert Greenberg never ran Skechers like a typical public company. The longtime chief executive avoided quarterly earnings calls. He tapped his son as his number two executive. Soon he won't have to worry about reporting financial results or securities filings. The Skechers founder agreed to sell the maker of comfy sneakers in a deal worth about $9.4 billion. It's a billion with a B. To 3G Capital, a private equity firm that has a history in the consumer's goods sector. And it talks about here a little bit about what they've done, AB, InBev, and Kraft Heinz. Those are deals that had a hand in. Goes on, Greenberg, 85 years old, stands to collect a more than $1 billion payout from the stake he controls in the company through trusts. The CEO and other executives, including his son Michael Greenberg, have agreed to stay on to run the business. They will also take a stake in the privately held company. The deal offers shareholders $63 in cash for each share they hold, sending Skechers shares surging 25% in Monday morning trading. Skechers shares had tumbled from around $75 in January to below $50 recently after it withdrew financial guidance for the year. The company, along with other footwear makers like Nike, is exposed to tariffs on U.S. imports and trade disputes, as about 40% of its goods come from China. And so the executives said last month that products coming into the U.S. from China will decrease. So no problem with me on that one. That's my comment, my first comment. The takeover plan offers shareholders a second option. Accept $57 in cash per share and take a small stake in the privately held company. 3G will own at least 80% of the newly formed company. The Greenberg family is expected to take the second option for as many shares as they can, said a person familiar with the matter. The shoe company, known for its hands-free slip-in styles, has grabbed the attention of enough people to become the third largest footwear company in the world by sales. It is on track to net $10 billion in revenue by 2026. Greenberg has run the business since he founded it in 1992. In recent years, Skechers ventured into making performance footwear and sponsoring famous athletes like NBA star Joel Embiid and Bayern Munich striker Harry Kane. Skechers executives said the market was wide open because stars were disappointed with other brands. But Wall Street didn't always see eye to eye with Skechers because the company wasn't flashy, executives said. Its stock value lags far behind much smaller upstarts like On or Hoka. Operations chief David Weinberg said in January that the Wall Street personnel wouldn't pay attention to a footwear brand unless it was athletic. The growth numbers are there, and all the financial people have seen it. They just don't know how to put it together to a size and scale that it can become, Weinberg said in an interview. It's not the first time that 3G acquires a family-run business with an aging CEO. In 2022, the firm acquired acquired window covering manufacturer Hunter Douglas in a similar deal. The founding family continues to hold a 25% stake in the company, and the CEO's son runs the business. So here's my opinion on the whole thing. I thought it was an interesting topic to begin with. It's not something that I normally follow, but it caught my eye, and I read it, and I thought about it, and I thought, wow, this is interesting. How often do you hear of a public company going private? Usually, what you hear about is a private company deciding to go public, and then they start selling shares and so forth. And you can make if you're pretty smart, you can find those gems like that at that point. You can make a lot of money on a brand new public offering. A public company going private, well, you can still make money. Like in this one here, you get some small shares, and if it continues to grow, which it certainly sounds like it's on an upward path, then it looks like you can still make a lot of money on it. So while it's not the first time that such a deal has taken place, it is kind of rare from everything I've seen. It's interesting. I think it shows some imagination. This 3G company that takes over the going in and taking over companies, public companies, and then turning them private. It really sounds like whoever founded that company, they had some imagination. They saw something, and they moved in, and they've been doing it and doing it rather well. And so that's something that I don't know if others are watching them and maybe somebody copying them, but it's such a rare thing right now that, personally speaking, I would not be surprised we see more of this in the future. Well, we'll just have to sit back and wait on that. So that's the news for today. If you like this channel, be sure to subscribe using the right down here below, right about there. I think I'm right about there. And you can subscribe to this channel, and that way you continue to get Christian news and views. And so I encourage you to do that. Don't forget that on Monday through Wednesday, we have news and views such as this. On Thursday is Bible Talk, where I talk about everything about the Bible, and especially the King James Version Bible. On Fridays, I do a recap of the entire week. And so that is something that I encourage you to follow the recap. You follow the recap, you get a little bit of everything, and then you can pick and choose if you want to go back and look at the others, or you can get and go on as soon as they show up. I have changed the timing. It now, most of the time, it is scheduled for the evening and during when things are more active. And then the following day, usually, or later that night, or like I said, the following morning, I will share it. Go in and share it to like Facebook and things of this nature. And so trying to get this out there to you so you can enjoy it, tell others about it, and just you remind them you're getting news. The news, and then you get a viewpoint, a Christian conservative viewpoint that you don't get anywhere else. Usually when you go into see the news, I shouldn't say anywhere else, but you don't get it from the news media, because the news media takes their opinion and meshes it in with the actual facts, and now you're presented to a whole thing as being facts when it's actually a mixture, and then you got to try to pick it all apart. And so that's one of the things I do, is I pick it all apart and then report the facts as near as I can tell them, and then I give you my opinion, totally separate. Or sometimes I might throw a opinion in there during the reporting of the facts, but I usually let you know. If I catch myself, I'll let you know. I just gave you an opinion, because I think it's important for you to know I have opinions, yes, but here are the facts. And then you are invited to read it, and you can come to a totally different opinion if you want. Well, that's it for today. I hope you have a good day, and I will see you in the next episode.